And we're starting with news about how India, as expected, is giving it back to Pakistan. This at the conference in Brussels, where MJ Akbar and Sartaj Aziz are both present. MJ Akbar, the MOS External Affairs, has said that those providing shelter to terrorism are guilty. In fact, let's get more details of exactly what MJ Akbar said from Gaurav Sawant, who's joining us live now. Yes, Gaurav, what did he say?
Padmaja, MJ Akbar, Minister of State for External Affairs, has hit out at Pakistan at multiple levels. This is a conference on rebuilding Afghanistan, and he's talked about how India is one of the biggest markets in the region for Afghan goods. He spoke of the Grand Trunk Road and the fact that Afghan goods can go all across from Kabul to Kolkata. But it is the Pakistan government which is hindering Afghanistan's growth and development by not permitting Afghan goods to cross through the land route to India. Afghan goods are stopped at the Pakistan border. There are major hindrances and roadblocks that Pakistan creates. But that's at the development front. He directly targeted Pakistan on state sponsorship to terror. He said it's not just terrorists who are responsible, but those who shelter terrorists who are as responsible, as guilty for the loss of lives of innocents as the terrorists themselves. He did not name Pakistan here, but it was very clear that it's Pakistan that shelters terrorists who target India, Afghanistan, Bangladesh and several other countries across the world.
In fact, is there any likelihood that MJ Akbar will respond to Sartaj Aziz's earlier allegation, which he made, of course, on the sidelines of this summit, that India is the one which is encouraging terrorism in Pakistan?
You know, initially there was some speculation that there could be a pull aside and there could be some conversation between MJ Akbar and Sartaj Aziz. But the tone and tenor of MOS External Affairs MJ Akbar's direct attack at Pakistan-sponsored terror aimed at India and also at Afghanistan makes it very clear, one, there is no pull aside. And as far as my sources in the government tell me, that India will engage with Pakistan when Pakistan-sponsored terrorism in this region comes to a standstill or Pakistan takes demonstrable action against India-centric terror. As far as Pakistan's allegations are concerned, sources say they will be dismissed with the contempt they deserve.
All right. In fact, Gaurav, just stay with me because let's just tell our viewers earlier in the day what happened. What is it that Sartaj Aziz said? Remember, the clash started even before the summit was underway. Sartaj Aziz accused India while speaking at an event of sponsoring quote-unquote terrorist campaigns in Pakistan and added that India maintained direct military pressure on Pakistan through the deployment of advanced weapon systems, offensive troops positioning and conducting exercises along the border. We're going to be joined by Lavina Tandon over Skype from Brussels in just a bit. In fact, we'll get a word directly from her. Is MJ Akbar going to take over from where Sushma Swaraj let off earlier, and not just her, but also not just her at the UNGA, but also the Prime Minister on various platforms with the direct message to any country listening, Gaurav, that Pakistan needs to be isolated and punished for what it has done for the last several decades?
Spot on there, Padmaja. In fact, it's not just Pakistan, not just India, but several countries in the region. Bangladesh is repeatedly hitting out at Pakistan-sponsored terror. Afghanistan is hitting out at Pakistan-sponsored terror, naming and shaming Pakistan for spreading terror in this region. And Afghanistan has made it very clear. They are not looking for donors. They are not looking for arms. They are looking for security from Pakistan-sponsored terror in the region. So India, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, you've seen how at the United Nations Security Council, the UN Security Council chief, Russia at this point of time, they've snubbed Pakistan on the Kashmir rant. You'd recall, Padmaja, right from Pakistan's Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif to their ambassador Maliha Lodi, they've been ranting about Kashmir non-stop. They haven't found any takers. In fact, I spoke to Syed Akbaruddin, India's permanent representative to the United Nations, and he said Pakistan's efforts finds absolutely no resonance at the United Nations. Not one country at the UN has responded. Not at the Security Council, not at the UNGA.
Oh, absolutely. And in fact, we just played out for our viewers a while ago what happened at the UNSC when the chair even refused to entertain any questions about Kashmir from a Pakistani correspondent. Lavina Tandon, in fact, is now joining us over Skype from Brussels. What's the program today? What's set to happen? Bring us quickly up to speed, Lavina.
The MJ Akbar has raised the question of Pakistan and the fact that they harbor terrorism without really making it really evident. But the very big thing is that there has been a support from the Vice President of the European Council, who has also endorsed not only India's surgical strikes, but also said that this advice of harboring terrorism by a certain country has to be treated and has to be addressed directly locally. So that's a great movement from here, considering European countries, especially Brussels, has been facing and has faced a massive terror attack. I think this.
Okay, I'm sorry, Lavina, I'll have to interrupt you, but it seems really windy where you're at right now. The audio not very clear. We'll try and get back to you with a better connection in just a while. For now, thanks for joining us. Thanks also to my colleague Gaurav.